Eliazer, welcome to the session on booting process of Linux. In this session, we will understand about the booting process of Linux operating system. The steps in booting process of Linux. When we power on, we start from BIOS, the basic input and output system executes MPR. Then it moves to MPR, then grep loader, then kernel, then init, the first process to execute. Then there are different run levels. One of the run level will be selected by the operating system and it moves on to the login process. These are the steps in booting of Linux. We start with the first step, BIOS, basic input output system. This BIOS performs some security integrity check. It searches, loads and executes the bootloader program which is available in the BIOS. It is powered by BIOS battery. If it looks for bootloader in floppy, it may be in the floppy or in C drive or in hard drive. You can press a key during the BIOS startup to change the boot sequence. We can boot from disk or boot from hard drive or boot from CD, whatever it may be. Once the bootloader program is detected, loaded into the memory, BIOS gives the control to it. So the simple term BIOS loads and executes the master boot record, that is MPR. The main purpose of BIOS is to start MPR bootloader. MPR means master boot record. It is located in the first sector of bootable disk, typically /DEV/HTA in HDMI, in ordinary hard disk. In SATA hard disk, it is /DV in SATA/SDA. MPR, mostly less than 512 bytes in size. This has three components. The first one is primary bootloader information. It is in first 446 bytes. Then partition table information, it is in the next 64 bytes. And finally, MPR validation checks in the last 2 bytes. MPR contains information about grep loader or Lilo loader in the earlier versions. So, in simple term, MPR loads and executes grep bootloader. So, BIOS executes MPR. Now, MPR enables grep loader. Now, we move on to the grep loader. Grep loader. Grep means Grand Unified Bootloader. If you have multiple kernel interface installed on your system, you can choose which one of the thing to be executed. Grep displays a splash screen, waits for some seconds. If you don't enter anything, it loads the default image into the grep configuration file. Grep has knowledge of file system. Grep configuration file mostly available in the place where /boot/grep/grep.conf. This is a configuration file for grep bootloader. This configuration file will be looking like this. Default is 0, timeout 5, it will wait for 5 seconds, and the splash image after the bootloader grep loader is called, this image get displayed and hidden menu is there, title will be displayed and the root will be called, kernel will be loaded. Okay, these are the operations performed that is available in grep.conf configuration file. Now, once the grep loader is loaded, the control moves on to the kernel, mounts the root file system specified by root in grep.conf. Kernel executes the first program called init, which is available in /bin init. Since init is the first program executed in kernel, it has the process ID of 1. Init RD. So init RD means init is the program. So run in the RAM. D means daemon, background process. So initial RAM disk, that's the meaning of it. So that init RD is used by kernel as a temporary root file system until the kernel is booted and the real root file system is mounted. Once the real root file system mounted, the job of init RD is finished. Now the first process execute is edit. It available in /etc/init tab file to decide which run level the operating system to start. Before that, we'll discuss what are the run levels available. Run level 0 means halt or shutdown. Run level 1 means single user mode. Run level 2 means multi-user mode without NFS facility. Run level 3 means full multi-user mode. Run level 4 is not used. Run level 5 is X11, that is GUI based booting. Run level 6 is reboot. So the init process identify which run level the operating system to start. Identify the default run level and executes the appropriate program. So executes the /et init tab on your system to identify the default run level and executes the system based on the run level. For example, if the operating system executes in run level 3 means it executes in full multi-user mode but not graphical way, text mode or command mode. So by default most of the Linux system executes in run level 5, that is full multi-user mode with the graphical user interface nowadays. If you execute, if your operating system executes in run level 6, it means the system will reboot. That's the meaning of it. So there are different run levels we have. When the operating system is booting up, you might see various services getting started. Depending upon your default init level setting, the system will execute the program from one of the following directories. Run level 0 in this directory, 1 in this directory, and so on. Please note that there are also symbolic links available for these directories under etc. Under etc, there is a folder called rc.d. Under rc.d, the run level directories are available. That is rc1.d, rc2.g, and so on. Program starts with S means there is startup programs. K means kill program, that is termination programs. There are numbers right next to S and K in the program names. So when run level is started, the starting programs will be executed one by one. Starting 1, starting 2, starting 3, like that all the programs will be started executing for setting the operating system for the use of users. Now once everything is set up, all the programs are loaded, now the login process starts. It is asking for the user to enter the username and password. The cell is created. In there the username and password will be verified. So that username and password will be available in the file called etc passwd. So the etc profile will have some default statement. After logged in, the script available in etc profile will be executed first. So whatever the setup you want to set at the beginning of your login, you have to write the coding in this file etc/profile. Sometimes it is a hidden file, so the file name will be .profile. Any file start with the dot is a hidden files. It will be available in the home directory of each and every users. Break for questions. Which of the following is the Linux bootloader? grep, mbr, ntfs, lvm. Among these four, mbr is master boot record, ntfs is a internet services, lvm is a logical volume manager. So the answer is grep, A. Grep is the Linux bootloader. Lilo is the old bootloader. Current bootloaders used in most of the Linux systems are grep. Second question. Which run level indicates operating system for reboot? The last one, run level 6. Run level 0 means halt. 2 means single user mode with the NTFS. Multi-user mode with the LTFS. Run level 4 not used. Run level 6 is reboot. So answer this question is D, run level 6. So in this session we understand about 4 major theoretical advancements and we discuss about the operating system booting processes. Happy learning. Thank you.